Okay, so my demise of Friday continues. Again, I was chasing on this stock, CVO. I hit the scanners. I wasn't waiting for a good entry point, no good pullback. I got in basically at high day and it quickly sold off. Now, I was fortunate enough to get out of it quick. I seen that it was selling off and I was able to get out of it with only a 2 cent loss. So you know, that's unfortunate as far as that goes. But the lesson here is don't chase, wait for a good entry point. It was emotion, greed, FOMO, what have you. It is so hard to place discipline on that. The next one was XNet. So this is a different strategy. Again, I haven't mastered any strategy, so I'm trying multiple strategies, which isn't good. But basically, what I'm seeing, what I'm seeing trends is that when these things have decent runs in previous days and they set lows, it tends to build back up again. I've seen that on Riot. I see it on DPW. I see it on Weight Watchers. I mean, I can name a dozen stocks that I watch almost daily that I see this same pattern on. So I was trying to take advantage of a reversal, which is what a lot of people play. It's not a momentum play, it's a reversal play. So basically, it hit its low of 16. I noticed that it wasn't trending any lower and it started to climb back up. So where's a good entry point? So basically a good entry point on this would have been, and I've already drew the line, anything above this line because it's going to start setting higher highs again. So let's see what I did. So here's the line. Obviously if you'd have got in here, it wouldn't have been a good entry point. Got in here, not a good entry point. So this isn't um, always the case. Sometimes it fails, but I would say 7 times out of 10 it would be a good prediction. And if you would have hung on long enough, that's exactly what it did. So once it crossed the line for virtually a third time, it started to creep higher. We're seeing higher lows and higher highs. My problem here is my entry point. So basically, it just wasn't a good entry point. I had waited too long. The move had passed. Basically, the move was right at 1680 and I didn't get in until 1735. That was just I was chasing at that point. I should have waited for either a pullback um, or I should have gotten it in here and just don't chase. So the lesson on this is I was chasing. And the pattern didn't continue on this one. So basically, I was trying to wait here, thinking it was going to set new highs. Again, predicting rather than reacting, a lesson that I still have to learn. So I got in here at 1733, hoping it was going to trend higher, and basically sold out for virtually zero, noticing that the trend's starting to break down again, and it wasn't going to trend higher. So the reversals don't always work. XNet is blockchain news, so it tends to trend when crypto is doing well. So the next one I did was INTC. Now, this hit the momentum down scanner. I'm trying to learn more how to short better, and I think I did okay on this one. So basically, I shorted this stock at 43.17 and sold. It bounced off the bottom, started trending up, sold at 43.14. Oh, that was only a 3 cent gain. It could have been better. I think I was at 43.09. Oh, almost a 10 cent gain. That would have been a decent short. Obviously, it didn't hold up. Um, Intel's got news on some type of microchip security breach or something like that. So I'm trying to learn more to short. I really truly feel the better you can short or know how to short, the better day trader you're going to be. And then the next one was MYSZ. Let's see where I'm at on this one. Again, I'm chasing to a point. This probably wasn't ideal setup. I did draw the line, so I'm looking for anything over this for a good play. And it did break that plane, just didn't hold up. So I got in at 230. Looks like I sold at 220. I can't fault this too much. I really didn't give it time to play out. These stocks are so volatile that it could have just kept crashing. So I'm okay with trading this. Because I'm new and because this was higher risk, I shouldn't have traded with 2,000 shares because a 2,000 shares, a 10 cent loss is probably $400. No, it'd be $200. It did eventually trend higher, obviously, but again, you can't predict. You can't predict what's going to happen. I could have gotten back into it here, which would have been a better entry point and had done better. But at this point, because this was my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th trade, and I've lost 3 out of the 4, emotionally, mentally, I wasn't in the right place to trade this stock. So again, trying to go over the trade I did on Friday, which is way too many, and try and learn from my mistakes. The next one after that was CNCE. I think this was on the momentum down scanner as well. Another one I tried to short. Just wasn't a good setup. It looks like I tried to get in at 1909. It did eventually get down to 1881. Again, you can't predict the future. This thing started to go up. When you're trying to short, you have to think in reverse. So when it hits a low, like it did probably here, you want to wait for a pullback, just a pullback in reverse, which would have been right here. This would have been your reverse pullback to get the entry for it to continue lower. And again, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if it's going to start trending upward. The good news is this was trending down. So you would have assumed it was going to continue to sell off. However, what I didn't do is I didn't look at dailies. I didn't set resistance and support lines like I normally do in other stocks. Again, it was gambling. So even though it was trending down, because I didn't look at a daily sheet, I wasn't giving myself an idea of where a good support and resistance line was. The next one is TNTR. This is all just Friday. This is nuts. This is freaking nuts. What is going on with this one? This probably alerted. Don't know why I was watching this stock. I did wait for a pullback. However, I was chasing. I mean, you know, at this point when it's made that much gain, you're chasing unless you would have drawn support resistance line. I was being lazy. I wasn't doing that. I wasn't researching the stock before getting into it. And this is later in the day. You know, I shouldn't have been even trading at 2:42 in the day. I should trade in the mornings and be done. The next one is FCAU. Oh gosh, this looks like another one I tried to short. It probably hit the momentum down scanner, and just because it hit the scanner doesn't mean I should have traded it. You've seen this huge sell-off right here. Here was the low. I don't know what the hell I was thinking, to be honest with you. I lost 2 cents on this short. Silliness, really. Oh, wait a minute. No, I know what this was. So what happened was I listened to the chat room here, which has Bazinga Squawk in it, and Chrysler announced a recall. That's why I shorted it. And it wasn't a loss. It was a 2-cent gain. I made like 40 bucks. It was lower, but it started to pull back up. So it was all the way down to 232. I'd have made, I don't know, $80 or something like that. So, okay, that's why I shorted this. But I didn't know what the float was. It's probably a huge float, so it wasn't going to move a whole lot. So that was, I should have just been out of it. I shouldn't have been trading it. Quickly move on. Here is Optra. I lost $800 on this one. Again, need to think more like a short seller. So it met its high. I was chasing, shouldn't have gotten into it. Started selling off. What I did do on this, I noticed the sell-off and I started shorting it. So here I shorted at 29.14 and eventually sold at 29.06. I did lose some money. It got down to 28.36. I was up $500. I lost 800 on this move right here. So it hit its high day, it sold off quickly, lost money right here. This was toward the end of the day. You have to trade differently, whether it's morning, middle afternoon, or later. It's all different trading strategies. Short sellers are looking for this. They know it's the end of the day. They know it's a 3-day weekend. They know that people aren't going to hang on to the stock. Once it hit its high, there was going to be a huge sell-off. Short sellers knew that. I tried to take advantage of it for a small gain here, but overall, I lost money on this stock. So a learning curve, again, I wasn't in an emotional state to be even looking at it. In my last trade of the day, BIAB, trying to keep these quick here. I don't even know what the hell I'm doing here. I did short this one, made some money there. I noticed a trend, high a day, started selling off. I caught that, but these trades here were ridiculous. I shouldn't have even have been in it. I'm too new to try and learn all these different strategies. Hope you guys learned something from this.